Hey you guys, Rapapore here, aka Rap. Legend has it that every tower has a story. Well, my story begins July 29th, 2025. I'm only a few weeks into this game with a lifetime coin earnings of 6.3 billion, with my highest tier attempted of 12, only netting 21 waves. So, if you're interested in the story of my tower, its progression, and the choices I make along the way, I invite you to follow me in this journey. So, sit back, relax, and let's talk about the tower. Starting off, I'd like to kind of look at the labs. As you can see, I have all 5 lab slots unlocked. I just did that, along with the game speed. They say in the military, it's a saying, hurry up and wait. I plan to let the labs kind of follow that philosophy. I want to establish a solid a core foundation with my labs, and it's the stuff the game gives you. So, like damage, attack speed, defense, health. More on defense, I'm going to stop the lab around 25. I've been told that you should stop around 23 because it has diminishing returns. But in the meantime, the rest of the labs, I'm just going to kind of let them go until around 50, give or take. I believe that a building, or in my case, a tower, is only as good as its foundation. So I'm going to focus on completing those researches first before I worry too much about the economy and ultimate weapons. More on that later, though. I know that the decisions as far as the research will probably be unpopular. And speaking about unpopular choices, I have no interest in the wall. I have no interest in the rend armor. I think that the cost of it is excessively expensive. I feel that you could allocate those coins towards improving your ultimate weapon, which I hope will in the future take me further in tournaments. And that's kind of where I'm basing everything off of. Moving on, we'll just kind of look at my workshop. I mean, it's nothing special. Everything is within a click or two away from being gold boxed. So it's pretty much what it is. Just one click in cash, one click in coins, and it gold boxes. And then as I'm going through the wave progressions, the auto upgrades, they'll basically upgrade the more expensive things like the recovery amount, the max recovery, even over into super crit chance. And then what I do is the cash that I'm earning throughout the waves, I just hop back and forth between the health and damage and even the absolute defense. And those are pretty much how I run the waves. And it's the same thing that I do with running my tournaments. I don't really bother to respec at this point. I feel that those gems, the diamonds, if you want to call them diamonds, I'll just call them gems. I feel that those are better spent pulling cards, as I'm still missing quite a few. When it comes to re-rolling the tournaments, like I said, I really don't focus too much on it. And I'm actually doing quite well with tournaments. And this serves a great segue into the actual research and kind of my thinking behind it. So if we go into the research, when I first started out, I really didn't have a clear path. So I took a pause. I spent a couple hours, a couple days learning and watching YouTube from more experienced players, read a couple forums, just did some research on it. I kind of took a few steps back, adopted a new philosophy, and the philosophy is slow and steady wins the race, and that's going to be the series moving forward, is slow and steady. So if you look, you can see that I really put a couple points here, put a couple points there. There's a lot of quality of life things that I know I need to do, like maybe a few more points in garlic thorns, maybe enhancing my perks after the run, so I can like let that kind of auto run while I sleep, which is always nice. But as you can see, I didn't do anything with them yet. And I will. I'm just waiting till my core stats are a little bit more optimized. And I noticed something in tournaments, and it's kind of why I'm not bothering with this yet, is, for instance, I was running gold tier. And if you look at the very bottom while you're in the tournament, it will say tier 5 plus. So what I do is I try to farm that tier. I try to push it as far as possible in a regular coin run to see, excuse me, to see how far I can push it. And then I kind of put my research based off of that. And it's taking me pretty well. Since we're talking about tournaments, that's a great thing to look at for a second. So let's just get over there. As you can see, I only spent 2 times in copper, placed second. Only spent 1 attempt in Silver League, placed second. And then the majority of the rest of my tournaments, it progressively just kept going up. So 25th, 15th, 15th, 7th. And this past tournament, I placed 4th, which I was super excited about because now I'm going into Platinum. And that's going to probably smack me back a little bit because I know I'm not quite even ready for it, but it is what it is. I'm happy. As long as I'm making progress and moving forward, that's all I can ask for. So moving on, I mean, we can look at the missions. My mission board, if we look here, I do invest. I do invest. I do buy all of the relics for a couple of reasons. One, you get 2 times the little ribbons, if that's what you want to call them, the ribbons. And then in the event shop, you can see that I buy out the relics, I buy out the background, I buy out the tower. I don't buy stones. I don't buy them at all. I have enough points, as you can see, to, let's just buy a music one right now. And then the rest of them I put down towards my golden bot. And the only thing I'm doing with golden bot right now is just kind of increasing the range, which you can see I'm doing right now. Perhaps later in to the late game, I will probably switch over from golden bot over to amplify bot, but that won't be for much further down the road. And the reason I'd want to unlock the amplify bot is because of the damage that it will produce for my tower. But right now I'm fully committed to upgrading the golden bot. I will probably keep a handful of these medals for the next time this drops. And my theory behind purchasing it is this is going to stay permanent on my account. So like this here, 5% tower damage. That's awesome. And this cost me less than going out for a meal. So I think it's worth it. Recently, I joined a guild, and I can't emphasize this enough, how beneficial it is to get into a guild. If you're not in a guild, you're missing out on a ton of rewards. I became a member of the Spartan Guild, one of many of them. I simply joined the Spartans' main Discord. They have a little tab in there about guilds, like joining guilds. And not even being 10 minutes into Discord, I was offered to join one of the guilds, and I have, and it was awesome. It is awesome. The people are amazing. So I deliberately saved this box to show you why it's important to join a guild. Look at these rewards just for doing your daily stuff, just playing the game. 24 million, 15 gems, 40 tokens, 50 bits. That's awesome. I support a guild just like everybody else does, and we're all working towards the same thing, getting those rewards. It's not competing against each other. There are people in this guild that are much higher ranked, as you can see. So the very first purchase, and like I said, I'm very new to the game. My very first purchase was Guardian. And the reason I bought Guardian was so I could buy Fetch. And the bits right here, I am putting in to upgrading it. Fetch provides, that's where you put in the points. Fetch provides a great passive earnings in gems, stones, coins. And the way I look at it is it's doing that passively. So I'm passively earning it while I'm just playing the game. As far as the store goes, I will buy these, the profile banners and stuff. But I haven't been in a guild long enough to see how many points I get. They are important. They do stack with the other relics and such. So I will eventually get to it. Just I haven't done it yet. But now let's take a look at my cards. I know you guys are probably wondering what I'm running. The cards that I have up here at the top is what I actually ran with during my tournament. And just a side note, these presets, I don't use them. I unlocked it in the lab research. I rather just set my cards before a run and just switch out what I need during. So you can kind of take a look at my cards. I still have, like I said, 6 to unlock. The way I manage my card spending and gems, see, the next card unlock is 2,500 gems, and that is expensive. That is very expensive. The way I manage my cards and my gems, first of all, I'm going to say if I could offer any advice of in-game purchases, buy the disabled ads pack. Buy it. You won't regret it. You will not regret it, because with that little play button, every time you click it, you get the gem reward. You don't have to watch the ad. It's automatic. I purchased all of them. I'm spoiled that way. But if you could buy any one of the 3, buy the disabled ads pack. It pays for itself in a week. On any given day, when I'm doing my runs, I net around 150 gems a day just by clicking a button. And back to how I do my cards and stuff. I save a base amount of around 3,000 gems. It sounds like a lot. Really, it's not when you're getting 150. This past mission board, you'll see that, let me get to the right thing. Still the wrong thing. Where is it? Yeah, missions. If you see right down here, it says buy 80 cards. Well, I had 3,000 gems saved up. I just knocked them all out all at once. And then the leftover gems I used to buy card slot unlocks. I haven't really dabbled too much into the mods. I will. I know they're important, but until I at least unlock the cards, I gotta put them into cards. And the leftover gems, I just save until the next mission. Personally, the less switching out of the cards I have to do, the better. That's why I bought so many of the card unlocks. And it's kind of nice to have those extra card bonuses. Like I can actually add a couple more. So like a great combo is this energy net paired with the death ray and the plasma cannon. That's like 3 hard shots right at a boss, and just for having the extra card slot. But enough of that. We'll take a look at modulars later on. I feel the cards provide a great value versus, while mods do offer a great value, at least if you're pulling cards, you're guaranteed something beneficial. My experience with pulling mods, if you know the struggles, you know the struggles. And well, guess what, guys? My struggles haven't even begun. So in the meantime, take a look at my mods, soup sandwich, if you will. I guess the best one I have is Death Penalty. I know that the stats aren't the greatest. I try to level them. I'm just working with what I have right now. I will focus a whole lot more on the modulars once I unlock the cards. But now what you guys are all waiting for, ultimate weapons. So story time. Speaking of ultimate weapons, right off the bat, I linked my email to my game account. I didn't even know what ultimate weapons were at the point. So my first pick into ultimate weapons went something kind of like, I got Chain Lightning, since the other 2 choices were Swamp and Landmines. I told myself to play with what I had, and yeah, about that. No economy weapon in hand. I thought, well, this sucks. So 3 days later, yes, I bought stone packs. That's why my lifetime stone count is so high for such a young account. Did anyone notice that at the start of the video? Anyways, now armed with a bunch of stones, my second pick was Smart Missiles. Again, nothing that relates to my economy. My third pick was Deathwave, which at least is a great utility weapon. It offers damage, health, and economy. Size. At this point, I was already invested in a significant amount, so I played out what I had for a couple days. But I'm like, yeah, this sucks. So I again went and I purchased out the rest of the stone packs. And if you're curious, you can only buy so many stone packs per month. But I told myself, hey, it's okay. I like this game so far. It's got the best community since the original days of Leroy Jenkins. If you weren't born yet, go look up that name. By far, this is the best community of people I have played with since my glory days in WoW. So yeah, slow and steady, right? Anyway, most would have started a new account with my kind of luck. So am I frustrated? Yeah, that's an understatement. No golden tower, and all of these weapons are getting very expensive. So my fourth pick goes as Choronfield. Great weapon for late game. Hence, I've done some lab research on that. But still no black hole, still no golden tower. My fifth pick was black hole over spotlight. And I will eventually get spotlight. Looking at my stone count, I actually kind of felt dead inside. I started questioning why I bought so many stones without really knowing the game. Again, like, why did I do this? But I said, okay, one more pick. And yeah, I got Golden Tower. That's 6 ultimate weapons in the course of 12 days since the beginning of my account. So I guess the silver lining is I know what the last 3 picks are: Spotlight, Swamp, and Landmines. And Spotlight is definitely my next pick. I will eventually get the Swamp and Landmines, as you will need them for later game. But for now, these are my ultimate weapons. And only having a handful of stones left over, I dumped them all basically into Chain Lightning. It's taken me quite well into tournaments. I put a couple points into my Deathwave. I have zero interest in putting anything into Smart Missiles, especially when I have other ultimate weapons that need some serious love, like getting my sinks down. So, what am I going to do? How am I going to develop these weapons? Well, I dumped so much into just unlocking the proper weapons that I decided to invest into Chain Lightning to take me further into tournaments until I can purchase stones again. Which brings me on to Choronfield and kind of what the future of my account is going to look like. Choronfield, if you do the labs, and it is the only ultimate weapon that if you take the labs all the way to the max, you save on the back end in stone count. So while the labs kind of complete, and they are painfully long from what I've heard, I will take the other remaining stones, and I'm going to, maybe my next video, when I have 4,000 or 5,000 stones, I am going to make a natural sync between Golden Tower, Black Hole, and Deathwave, and eventually sync my golden bot to it. Meanwhile, as the labs are finishing up, I will then go and use stones to make a permanent Choronfield with the stones, as that will help me out tremendously in late game in tournaments for slowing the enemies. It's just kind of the vision I have. That's kind of why I'm not really focusing on the wall too much. Rend armor, maybe when my economy is there, but I've been told a bunch of different ideas about rend armor, so we're not even at that point. So that's kind of the long term, short term. Going back to what I was talking about with the research, when I had shown this bit right here, enemy level skips, do I save up the 14 billion coins that it takes to get a double black hole, or do I go and do I unlock the enemy level skips? Now, I just had 1 billion coins, and I invested all of those right before this past tournament to upgrade my health, as I was lacking severely. And of course, I still have to put more stones into Deathwave for the damage and the health increase. So the coin flip on this is, do I go the route of getting a double black hole first, or do I go the route of unlocking the enemy level skips? I'm kind of interested to know what the chat would think, so if you guys could drop a comment and leave positive feedback, negative feedback, let me know your overall thoughts. I would greatly appreciate it. And then finally, after I've given a little bit of love towards doing a natural sync between my three coin generating ultimate weapons, the Black Hole, the Deathwave, and Golden Tower, after I get the natural sync between those, then I am going to purchase Spotlight, and I'm going to drop a ton of coins into that to get the proper angles for the damage that it's going to provide, and I think it's 2.5% coin bonus that stacks with the natural sinks. So, like I said, if you have any comments, drop them in the section below. Before I wrap up this video, I just want to say that I love this game. I love the community. I hope you join me in future videos. I did record the tail up of my tournament run, if that's something that you guys are interested in. It's just me playing maybe like the last 150 waves. And if you like the journey that I'm on, consider giving me a like, a follow. And thank you so much for spending time with me. And before I go, let's pull a couple cards. Why not? Boom. Oh, that's nice. Boom. That's nice. Boom. Death Ray. I'd love to get that up more. Boom. Landmines, not bad. And most of my pulls I will do when I get a bunch of gems or stones. I will do that, make a video so you guys can come along for the journey. I think that it adds some really nice entertainment value. So here we go. Get some more coins. I could skip, I guess, but it's kind of nice to do it this way. Still no unlocks. That's nice. Leveled up my coin. So that's awesome. One last thing I forgot to tell you is the other things that I had purchased for my account outside of these different packs, the gems, is on the missions, the tiers. If you look at the milestones, I bought both just because you get so many benefits out of the right side of the tree. You get so many coins, so many diamonds. For the price, it's definitely worth it because you get 3 tiers basically at a time. And it is pricey, but it is well worth it. So thank you again. This is Rapapore signing out.